about House of the Dragon. Uh, watch the episode you like most.
Oh gosh. Well, I have to say, I think a lot
Eight.
of people ate
Eight,
Eight. Yeah.
Viserys.
Yes.
had it. It's just a bravura,
Uh,
such a performance.
yes.
Really powerful, really well written. The moment, I teared up the moment when the crown falls and he's trying to, and then Damon shows up at his side, and
Yes,
that kind of
yeah.
thing,
Yes.
that really gets me.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I love. And I'm like, oh my god, perfection.
Yes.
It was so strange though to then see a critic kind of in an interview kind of say, "Oh, he only did that because he wanted Viserys to support him. He doesn't care about it." And like, you don't understand the character.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
He loves his brother. They have
Yeah.
a very, very difficult relationship. But at the end, he loves,
He
his
loves,
brother.
yes.
And you could see the sort of the discomfort he had of how ill his brother was, how weak he was. And it wasn't just, oh, he's not going to be able to help us because he's so bad. He really felt pain over this. Yeah, that episode
Yeah.
was so good. My only issue is at the very, very end with them using the idea that Alicent misunderstands.
Yes.
I have issues with some of the things they've done, but on the whole, I think it's a very good show. It's a very good
I
show.
didn't like the ending of episode 9.
No, I mean the first time we saw it on the screeners that we had access to see it early, and then it was like, holy shit, and then you start thinking about it, like
All these people get killed for no
like
reason.
why would she do that? Why would she kill all these people?
Yeah,
She could have just have gotten out later when they were done. I mean, at the very least, eat Otto if you're gonna kill all those people.
Yes. In fact, when we know the books,
Yeah.
you think, what?
I mean, yeah, from the
Yeah.
perspective, obviously she doesn't know the books, so she is in a
Yeah.
sense, I guess. But I mean, to me, like also the idea, of, like, oh, I'm gonna stay neutral. Like it's not our fight. It's a very strange thing, but okay, I can kind of
Yes.
see it. But this why kill so many people? To me, it was a little bit of a mistake. I know a lot of people reacted very negatively because it feels like what happened in Game of Thrones later on, where it's just cool, it's a spectacle, and that we don't have to care about
It's
the logic.
visual. It's visual,
Yeah.
beautiful. Release.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the logic of it, like you can,
Yes.
and I think Game of Thrones, I understand it as the show went on after I stopped watching. They did more and more of that. Like they wanted these really impressive things, but they didn't necessarily care if it made sense. So, what was that thing that happened where, I guess Dany forgot about the Iron Fleet or something, where she loses one of her dragons?
Yes, and well, they basically explained it afterwards. Dan Weiss and David Benioff that she kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. She's
Yes.
out flying and they shoot down Rhaegal, and then you are at the point of where you're making things like we need this to happen for the plot we want.
Yes.
And it would be a shocking moment, so we are going to have it happen, even if it means that characters have to behave very oddly. And this felt a little bit like they were having Rhaenys behave very strangely by not caring about how many innocent people she kills. And then, because in the next episode she's
Yes.
telling Corlys that we can't be neutral because we can't just hide because our grandchildren
Yes.
are
Exactly.
involved.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
are.
It feels a little schizophrenic. Like it's convenient for the character to say, "I'm staying out of it. It's not my fight," and then
Yes.
immediately say, "You have to
Yes.
be in it because it is our fight." I look.
Thank you
the
so
way-
much, guys, because
Yeah.
I talked this on my channel, and a lot of people said that I was crazy. But no.
Well, I mean, this is our view, but what I will say is they have a huge challenge covering 20 years in 10 episodes.
Yes.
So I think they have to do they've had to do shortcuts. They've had to do things that aren't as elegant as they could be, as maybe strongly linked together as they could be because they have so much to cover so little time. So I don't fault them for making decisions like this so much. And maybe it's just, maybe I'm just being too kind. But to me,
He always is, though, because when we watched Game of Thrones, I actually, when we got the screeners for season 2 and had watched the first 2 episodes, I went and sat on my bed and said, I don't want to watch this anymore, because I was getting a sense that what they loved about the story wasn't what I loved about the story. So I was getting pessimistic already then, and then it took for him until season 5 to just go, "Oh my God, you were right." So,
Well,
but
I enjoyed those episodes that I watched.
well, yes, but anyway, I think that the real proof for House of the Dragon is going to be in the next season when they don't have to do the time jumps. Can they hold things together then without doing shortcuts, without
Yes.
doing things just because it's a cool way of showing giving drama to the story?
Now
If they can avoid,
Now we were gonna to see the 2 or 3 years of the Dance of the Dragons. So
yeah,
I think it'll be 3 years now. I think it'll be 4 seasons in total.
So which your most the character that you most like it in the season and from the books is the same?
Oh, well, I have to say, from the Dance of the Dragons, I have to agree with George. It's Damon.
Damon, it's Damon.
I mean, absolutely. In Fire and Blood, it is without a question Damon, who is by far the most interesting character. Because if you look at, Rhaenyra, I fully believe that it's her right for the throne. She is the rightful heir. But I don't know that she would be a good queen.
Yes.
She seems to be somebody who cannot handle a crisis, somebody who's going to be cracking under pressure, who's fairly petty and temperamental. And now I don't know that Damon would make a good king either, on the other hand, because he's pretty temperamental too. But as a character, yes, he's the most interesting, most dynamic.
Yes.
On the show, I mean, we, like George, agree that they made, and Paddy Considine made Viserys a much more interesting character than he was in Fire and Blood, and his performance was amazing. So I think that I found Viserys' performance more consistently good on the show. I had problems with the casting of Matt Smith from the start. I was not somebody who went, "Oh my God, yay, Matt Smith as Damon," because
you don't really watch them. You don't watch Doctor Who.
We watched The Crown.
You watch The Crown.
Yes.
I only saw Morbius.
Oh yes, I've heard jokes about that one. I have not seen Morbius.
No, but we saw The Crown.
We saw The Crown. That's right.
And my
He was
image,
good as Philip.
well, he was good as Philip. Matt Smith for me was like this extremely English fellow.
Yeah.
Like extremely English fellow, very polished, very upper crust English fellow. It's like, that's not Daemon Targaryen. Plus, I would have, shallow me. Can we have somebody really good looking for Daemon? Thank you very much. So, I gotta have my eye candy, right?
Yeah.
So, oh God, that was not the Daemon that I wanted to see. I have to say that he really impressed me. For the most part, he really impressed me. I think he's got he gets the arrogance perfectly. His body language has been great.
Yes.
But I do think, the way he stares at people and the way he lounges around,
He's very good at that.
It's been fantastic. What I will say is that he has some problems with the delivery sometimes. When he raises his voice, he doesn't sound commanding so much as a bit petulant.
Mm-hmm.
And his voice tends to slip into this little more upper crust English accent at some points when he does longer talks. So he does his best acting, and I think a lot of people have said that he's done some fantastic scenes not saying a word.
Yes.
So I think that's where he's at his best, or when he's just quietly whispering, "Say it." To Vaemond, and
that was perfect.
And about the dragons, which your most iconic dragon?
Oh. I have to say, Volgar has been really amazing to see. Volgar is, or Vhagar. They say Vhagar, and I had people call, "Why do you say Volgar? It's Vhagar." It's like, well, look, we've been saying these names for 20-some years before anyone, any TV show existed.
Yes.
We just have our way. But the other thing I realized after, because I just accepted, I know. But, okay, Volgar's name is very close to another name in the saga. I said Fire. take out the V and change it to an R. Add an E after the A, and you have Rhaegar, right?
Yes.
It's Rhaegar.
And
So-
it's pronounced as Rhaegar with an A, as in that has the AE and is
Like
Rhaegar.
Maester,
Uh-huh.
Rhaegar.
Uh,
So Vagar does not have the E.
So I
in it.
think that if it had been spelled with an AE, I would have said
Vhagar.
Vagar. But
Uh-huh.
since it's just an A, I want to say Vagar. So I'm going to continue saying Vagar. Yeah, people keep calling her grandma on the internet. I keep saying,
I
calling
really
her
like
the
her.
grandma dragon.
I think Caraxes, of course, was a very cool design. That's very exact. I mean, all of the dragons are really quite cool.
Yes. I
And
want to
quite
see
well
some fire. I want to see some fire.
Yeah, more fire, more
Yeah.
flames. I promise you, you'll be definitely getting more of that in the next season.
No, that's going to be the hardest part about the whole House of the Dragon.
At episode 10, we saw it, and she turned to me and she said, "I don't think I can watch it anymore. The dragons are gonna keep dying."
No.
But the film Dances with Wolves, she saw it once, and she's never been able to watch it again because of what happens to the wolf and the horse and that
No.
one. So
Yeah.
she has a soft spot for animals, and apparently that includes fantasy animals.
Of
that don't
course
actually
it
exist.
does. Of course it includes dragons,
I
and
don't-
unicorns, and all these things.
Yeah, I don't like to see pets or animals dying. I don't mind
No,
for humans.
no.
Go with
I
humans.
remember though with the first episode of Game of Thrones, there were people on the internet who were more concerned that Bran had landed on Summer than they were about Bran. Summer was right below the tower. Did he land on the puppy?
So about the books, I have one question that I want your opinion.
Yes, this is Winter. This is Winter, the big one.
Oh, hello, Winter.
Winter.
Is a boxer too?
Yes,
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 yes.
they're half siblings actually. They're half siblings. And now he knocked over the microphone. I'm sorry.
they are sisters, brothers.
Siblings,
or-
brothers.
Brothers,
Yes.
half brothers.
Yes.
Why Lancelot and why Winter?
So as I said, the breeders' litters. You have a litter, and you give them it's the A litter, the B litter, the C. So in order. So this was the I litter, and then so we got to name him, and we said, well, we like having something kind of vaguely ice and fire related.
Okay.
So we said, okay, we'll call him Invierno. And then we call him Winter. so,
Winter.
you know,
Yeah.
Winter is coming.
Yeah. I imagine that was the reason.
L litter, and they're playing with one another.
Yeah.
Lancelot is the L litter. We were kind of going for various names from like the books, Loras, and we found, let's do something different. And I don't know how we hit on Lancelot exactly.
I
but-
had been making lists of names, and I am always
Yes.
liked Arthurian myth,
Yeah.
and so it's Lancelot seemed like a nice one. I think it was we were between Lancelot and Lucifer, and we probably should have gone for Lucifer because he is a little devil at times.
And I mean, Lancelot is basically, to a certain degree, Lancelot is basically the Arthur Dane of the Arthurian
Yes,
mythos. And I
It's
have
great names. I love the names.
thank you.